everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about products that I recommend when you're beginning to start out stamping. Now, Stampin' Up has so many amazing products out there. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, and when I first started I wished that I could find a video that gave me a brief overview of some of the products that are recommended. So I hope this one helps out someone out there. Let's get started with it all. Now, before I start showing you some of the products that I recommend, if you are a new stamper, a new crafter, you are new to Stampin' Up, let me bring in this beginner brochure. Now, this is a wonderful brochure that Stampin' Up have provided. These are wonderful kits inside. Now, kits are a great way to start out crafting or stamping. Everything's included. You have all the ideas right in front of you. They're also really great gifts. So if you have kids that like to craft, something for mum for Mother's Day, or for an aunt, or even your grandma. She might be sitting at a nursing home and this will keep her crafty and busy and she will love it. The Cute Fruit Kit is my favourite and I am actually really excited to purchase that one. In the annual catalogue, so I'll bring that one in and show you, this is the new annual catalogue here. The kits can be found on pages 6 to 9. Now, there are 3 different types of kits that you can purchase. The first one is the all-inclusive kit that has everything included except adhesive. The second one is a project kit and that has all the consumables. Now, you can either purchase the stamp set and the ink pads separately, or you can find a demonstrator who will do a demonstration for you and they will provide that stamp set and ink pads for you to use on the night. Third one is a medley kit, a product medley kit, and that has a whole heap of different range of products involved, but it doesn't have a layout of how to put your cards together. This is more for avid stampers, but they're also a really great kit to have on hand. If you haven't seen the annual catalogue yet, I have done a video where I've done a walk through the catalogue. My first recommendation is inks. You cannot stamp without inks. You can purchase the inks individually, or you can purchase them in colour families. So the 4 colour families that Stampin' Up have are Regals, Subtles, Brights and Neutrals. Now, I'm going to highly recommend getting the Brights collection together. Now, if you purchase the 10 ink pads in the family in one bundle, you're actually saving yourself $13 off the total cost. So that is a huge saving. Let me bring in those colours. Now, first off, I'm just going to say I've got 2 different style ink pads here. The bottom ones are the brand new ones that are Stampin' Up hold, and the top ones are the old style. I haven't changed all my ink colours or stamp pads over, but I will eventually. So these are the new ink pads. So the colours are Flirty Flamingo, Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, which is my favourite green, Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, Gorgeous Grape, Pacific Point, Melon Mumbo, Bermuda Bay, and Daffodil Delight. It's definitely a rainbow selection there. Like I said, purchase them in the families and you'll save yourself $13, or you can just purchase them individually. I find when you're starting out, sometimes it's better to go with a colour family, but please yourself. The other ink pad that I highly recommend is Memento Tuxedo Black Ink. This is a black ink pad and just makes so much easier if you have a bit of black in with your colours. The next one that I'm going to recommend is Cardstock. You need Cardstock to be able to create cards. And once again, like the ink pads, you can purchase the Cardstock in colour families. You can also purchase them individually where you get them for a pack of 24, or if you purchase them in the colour families, these come in packs of 20 cards and they're in A4. You can also get them in 12 by 12. These ones here are in A4. So let me bring those in. So you get 2 sheets of those 10 colours. By purchasing your cardstock in this sort of pack, you're getting a little bit of everything, but you're going to have lots of different ideas that you can play with. So this is a great way to start out. The other cardstock that I'm going to highly recommend is your Whisper White thick cardstock. This is actually not the thick one, but I would highly recommend purchasing in your thick Whisper White. The regular Whisper White is not quite thick enough to use as card bases. It's just a little bit thinner. So if you're getting it in the thick, you can use it as your card base. And that comes in a pack of 24 sheets. So that's actually going to give you 48 card bases if you were to use the whole pack as card bases. So the next item on my recommendation are envelopes. These are Whisper White envelopes, high quality, come in a pack of 40, and the really great thing about the Stampin' Up envelopes is you can stamp straight down onto the envelope, and it's like stamping on your Whisper White cardstock. It does not bleed at all, it blends perfectly, and you'll get a nice clear image. So they're actually designed so you can stamp on your envelopes, which is fantastic. So you can purchase any of these items that I'm showing you today in my online store or any other products. There is so many products that Stampin' Up provide. Please use the hostess code for this month, and by shopping with me and using the hostess code, I have some wonderful deals every single month. It changes each month, but I have a handmade card that I create and I send out every month for people who purchase through me. I also have a card tutorial. Now these are free printable PDF tutorials. They range between 40 and 50 tutorials every single month. They change every single month as well. So if you were to order every month, you would get a different lot of card tutorials. They are a lot of fun. And you can also earn yourself Inky rewards. For every $50 that you spend, you'll earn yourself an Inky reward. And when you get to 10, you'll actually receive some money off your next order. 3 of the benefits of me being your demonstrator and you shopping through me. It also helps me to produce some of these card tutorials and fun videos for you. So I really appreciate your support. The next thing I'm going to recommend is stamps. Now you can't stamp without stamps, so obviously it had to come at some point. The one thing that I'm going to highly recommend is that you purchase a sentiment stamp set. So I've just pulled a couple of sentiment stamp sets from my stash. The first one being Well Said. It is a 2-piece stamp set. You have larger words that you can create lots of different sentiments in, and the second set here is actually designed to go on the inside of your card. So this is a really great stamp set to have. The second one I'm just going to bring in, and just to show you, this one's actually a bundle. It's the So Sentimental, and one side we have some really great sentiments, but it also bundles up with some dies, and that's really hard to see, I'm sorry. Some die sets that you can create great little labels with them. So a sentiment stamp set is a must, and the other thing that I recommend is Stampin' Up have so many great stamp sets, but if you can find something that is right up your alley, whether it be a floral stamp set, a pet stamp set, or an animal stamp set, they have so many different varieties. Choose something that you're going to be able to use and use a lot of. You know, you're going to be able to create lots of different cards with that stamp set. So I always recommend to get 2 in your first order, a sentiment stamp set and an image stamp set. If you can only afford to purchase 1 stamp set, that's fine. Get one that has sentiments in with some images that you can mix around for different occasions. This one I'm going to recommend are your acrylic blocks. Now you can't stamp without acrylic blocks. Stampin' Up have some really great acrylic blocks here. They're heavy, they're very sturdy, and they have great features where there is little ledges on the side here that you can pop your fingers in, so you've got good control of your stamps when you're stamping. Now, Stampin' Up have quite a lot of different sizes in acrylic blocks. The 3 that I'm going to recommend if you're very, very beginning are block C, E, and F. So let me bring these in. So we're starting with a really, really big one, and it's very dirty, sorry about that, that will do from your very big stamps, depending on what stamp set you're choosing. So if you're choosing a stamp set that doesn't need such a big stamp acrylic block, you might not need that one for this time round. But these 2, and they're also very dirty. So we have the E and C block. So you need a smaller block for those smaller stamps, and you need one that you've got enough room for the stamp as well. So acrylic blocks. Stampin' Up also provide a bundle for your acrylic blocks, you can purchase all the Stampin' Up acrylic blocks in one bundle and you're going to save yourself 10%, so that's a really great saving. Now with your acrylic blocks, one thing to remember too is in the catalogue, when you're looking at your stamp set, down the bottom in the description you'll actually see what acrylic blocks you're needing for that stamp set. So Stampin' Up have made it really easy for everyone. So if you've chosen a stamp set, it'll tell you that you might need blocks A, D, and E and F. And you'll know that they're the ones that you're going to need. It might change what blocks you're actually purchasing. The next items I'm recommending are the adhesives. So we have two lots of adhesives that I'm recommending. The first one being the Tombow Mono Multi-Purpose Glue. This is a liquid adhesive, super strong hold. It's great for making 3D projects and for cards. You really don't need to use a lot, so it actually goes a long way. If you pop too much on your card, it will seep out the sides, so using less is better. That is my tip for you. The second adhesive that I'm recommending are the Stampin' Dimensionals. These I could not go without on any card. I use them on just about every single card. They are double-sided pop-up adhesives. It just gives you that little lift with your cards. So whether you're popping up your card front, whether you're popping up some elements on your card, these are a must. Lastly, we're going to look at tools, and these are tools that I recommend. I have two very economical tools and then one that's a little bit more pricey but not overly pricey. So the first one we have is the bone folder. Now these are really great to use on your card fronts. It gets you nice crisp score lines on your cards. It's also great for 3D projects, so highly recommend having a bone folder. The second one is the paper snips. Now everyone needs scissors when you're a stamper or a crafter. These paper snips are very economical and are super sharp, and I've cut myself a few times with these. So if you're new to paper snips, be careful, they are very sharp. The great thing is Stampin' Up actually provide a cover for them as well. So when you're taking them to a craft session, you're not going to stab yourself with them. But yeah, paper snips are a must-have for any crafter. And the third tool is the paper trimmer. Now this wonderful tool, it's not overly priced. It's a very good price, but it's just a little bit more expensive than the other tools. This actually folds out this arm here, and you can cut and score up to just over 17 inches. So you've got big pieces that you can cut. And the measurements up here are in centimeters and inches, so it's great for everyone around the world. There are two blades on this trimmer. So we have the light grey is for scoring and the dark grey is for cutting. And this is a really wonderful tool. It's very light, so it's great that you can take it to different craft lessons or crops or whatever you're going to, if you're going to friends' places to craft. And it's definitely a tool that I recommend. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. If you're new to stamping, leave me a comment below if you have any questions. If you're not new to stamping and I didn't show something that you think I should have recommended, let me know. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.